Hello, everybody. Aloha from Philadelphia. It's my second ever Natalie Levin Astrology YouTube video on January 9th, 2020. Putting on some lays just for good measure. Thank you all so much for saying you really enjoyed and felt helped by my previous video. That makes me want to do more, and you felt like it was really helpful at this time. So I hear you and I care, and I thank you so much for sharing and liking and clicking. That was exciting. I want to tell you first and foremost that I'm giving you another video because it's such a momentous week, and today is Thursday, and we have Uranus just coming up to stop in the sky. Uranus is the planet of shocks and surprises. It's appearing to stop. It's been retrograde for several months, and Uranus is earthquakes, shocks, surprises, electricity, volcanoes erupting, and already we're seeing so much seismic activity all over the world. Just this morning, I know there was an earthquake in Russia. And also, in addition to that, the global watch for global watch for solar activity is really high as well, which can very much affect our nervous systems because we are electrical beings. So when there's extra solar energy coming down onto us, it could make us feel like either, I don't know, here's some possibilities you might be feeling. Really, really stimulated, can't sleep, or exhausted. Picture an electrical device that's getting incorrect amount of voltage. That's what's happening to us right now. I actually would say it would be extra voltage. So that's what's happening. Just turning, I'm learning how to do this on my phone. I also want to say that tomorrow, in addition to Uranus appearing to be completely stopped in the sky, and when those it's an outer planet, it's a slower moving planet, when those outer planets stop in the sky or appear to, they really have a lot of weight. So the energy of Uranus is really potent right now, and it's going to be combined with an eclipse tomorrow in Cancer. So I feel like that is going to really up the emotions of everything that's happening. So it's not like we as a collective are detached and like, oh, wow, look at all this. There's rockets going off. People are being assassinated. There's fires all over the world. Like, oh, wow. And just being very detached. Actually, we are feeling into this with the energy of the mother archetype, the energy of tender tears, the energy of someone who wants to run back into her shell and hide. But the world is asking us, the astrology is actually asking us to, I think, come out and be present. Not necessarily, for me, I can't, if I look at photos, for example, of animals suffering, I will not be able to function for the rest of the day, and that feels very not helpful for the world and myself first. You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. I have to put the oxygen mask on myself first. So, but what I can do is know the fires are happening, know there's rockets going off. Also know that in Australia, for example, someone is experiencing this gorgeousness of humanity coming together. People are coming to help other people in Australia. So I feel like that's the mother energy of this Cancerian full moon eclipse. Is that right? The moon's going to be in Cancer. Let me just look. I'm looking at my chart here. Yes. The full moon eclipse is going to be in Cancer. So it's super duper emotional and tender and mother archetype. So I really invite you to know that that's happening. This is tomorrow. I mean, we're building up to it. You might be feeling it now and for days previously. And in addition to that, right now, again, we have Pluto, Saturn, the Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter, enormous Jupiter, all in the sign of Capricorn. And that is so much Capricornian energy, and they're all so close to each other. And when Pluto comes through Capricorn, which is government, structure, the way things are set up right now, Pluto comes and it demolishes it. So you can see the government's plural, are disintegrating. I mean, I don't know if you happen to follow in England, the next possible generation of king and queen are stepping back. They're like, I don't want it. I don't want that. No, that's bullshit. Like, everything's falling apart. And also, the truth is being revealed right now with Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn. And then Jupiter in there. Jupiter is a truth speaker and a truth seer. He's coming in. He's next to Mercury. Mercury is communication, how your mind works. The sun is right there. It is so much. It's happening not just for each of us individually, but as a collective. If any of you, and then we throw, then we have the Chiron. I'm not even talking about asteroids at all because it's honestly too much for me to say in one video, but I can tell you again, remind you again that Chiron, the collective wounding, our very sense of I am, our karmic wounds, and individually our wounding is up to be looked at. And our invitation is to sit with the feelings that come up and not necessarily act on them. What would it be like to sit and wait for 1 or 2 or even 5 minutes before responding to someone who's made you upset, before acting out in a hunk at the person next to you in a car that's making you angry? For me, even the hunk adds to the chaos in the world, personally. I will let you know my chart is very sensitive. So you might not feel that way. You might have a chart that's a little heartier than mine. The Neptune again is in Pisces. He's sitting there and creating fog and delusion and confusion, and possibly you might be feeling called to act out in addictions that numb you out. I can relate. I would invite you, if you can, to, again, wait 1 or 2 or even 5 minutes before acting out in your addiction and see what more is revealed in that pause, in that gap. Because there's so much richness to be plundered right now with this astrology. I'm looking at the chart. That's what you're seeing me look at when I look over to the side. You might be feeling so pooped out and like you want to sleep and not get out of bed. And if I were to give a prescription to all humans for this particular week, I would say rest. I would say stay in bed, rest. If you need to, watch a show with Neptune in Pisces, it's that's movies, that's art, that's enjoying music. What can you do? Maybe you feel called to create some music for yourself or someone else. It is a time of incredible potential energy and at the same time a giant death. And a lot of souls are leaving their bodies, animal souls and human souls right now. With Pluto, Pluto is Hades. He's the god of the underworld. When he comes in, he has to wipe the slate clean so that there can be new life. And I'm not saying I am enjoying all the death. And I know that knowing the astrology helps me to understand the context of it. Okay, wow, what will be revealed in this abyss and void after this Pluto-Saturn conjunction, which is exact on Sunday. However, we're all feeling it right now. If you happen to have any planets at all at 22 degrees of Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, or Libra, I'm imagining you are like, what the hell is going on? And if you don't know where your planets are, that's something you could work with an astrologer to find out. I do readings. And there are amazing astrologers out there, and I'm happy to recommend them if you would prefer to work with someone else. That's I have amazing astrologer friends. The astrology community is incredible. I will also say that if your birthday happens to be around January 12th, April 12th, October 12th, or April, October, I can't remember the last month. Wait, December, there's winter is January 12th, spring is April 12th, fall is, I forgot summer, July 12th. If your birthday is around any of those dates, I'm imagining you're like, oh my goddess, is my life on fire? And I invite you to know you are not alone. You're not going crazy. You are in incredible transformation, and I am so honored to be incarnate with you. Thank you so much for choosing to incarnate with me. I'm so glad to be with you all. I am sending you love. I'm holding you in my thoughts, and I'm asking all of your angels to gather around you, care for you, and comfort you. And I really, really hope that you can care for yourself with tender, loving care this week. And then maybe by extension, it'll move out to the other people in your life. I hope you take super duper good care, and thank you so much again.